B95 Homegrown Show with Diana Giselle, DJ Renrock in the house. Happy Sunday. I have a special guest today. We're going to make some room for artist CINCØ in the building.
What's up, everybody? Doing? What's up? How are you?
So where are you from? Are you from Fresno?
I am from Fresno, born and raised.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Hoover High. Go
Hoover.
Pats. Yeah.
Ooh, I went to Roosevelt. We're like, I guess we don't get along, right?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
So you're here to promote what you have going on. We were talking a little bit off the air. You're obviously really busy right now.
Yes, yeah.
I have to say, though, I remember the first time I saw you was at Fulton 55.
Yeah, Fulton 55.
I think.
And Tuesday's little birthday bash.
Yeah, so you went on the stage and you performed, and I was like, "Whoa, this guy's pretty dope." And then I just saw you like at every single event after that.
Yeah,
so,
just working.
Yeah,
working
networking
hard.
and all that. And I have to say, you had a really dope impact on me just on the stage, because that's the first time I saw you on the stage. And your presence was dope. So I'm excited that you're here and talk about, what you have going on. I mean, what's up? Music. What's happening?
Man, I just been locked up in the studio, going through the daily routine of being an artist. Been working on this 5-track EP. I brought one gift for you guys. I have a single that I want you guys to air.
Are we premiering it?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
And this would be the first time. This would be the first time it'll be live on air. And I really appreciate you guys, taking the time with me to, showcase it to the city, and it's awesome. So yeah, that's what I've been up to, just working on lots of more music, just to create that, that great impact that you guys see when I go live and everything.
So this is your first EP.
This is my second EP. Okay. This is one of my second EPs. And this will lead up to something even brighter. So it'll probably be my third solo project after this.
Okay, got it. So you're going to give us a single, and this is the single you're going to promote off your project, or?
Yes.
Okay, so you said five tracks.
5 tracks, yeah, no pun intended.
And I know, right? Well, okay, we got to get to that to your name. But before that, you say I'm locked in the studio. You got to talk about that, just because. So you mentioned also, you're grateful for this platform that the show has given you. And that's what we're about. And I have such a hard time sometimes with new and upcoming artists when I say, music really can't be a hobby. No. It has to be something that you are dedicated. So, I mean, what does your everyday life look like, and how do you work music into it if you are in the studio all day working hard?
Yeah, I mean, the way I work it into it is kind of like, you make time for the things you want. And like you said, it's not just a hobby. Mm-hmm. When I first started, it was like, oh, this is fun, show your friends and stuff. But as I grew with it, it just became immune, where it was like I'm with it, emotionally, physically, mentally, So I feel like you just got to be consistent, because you learn so much as you grow through the game, you know what I mean? Right. And all the people you meet, all the different faces, all the, situations you deal with. So you find yourself within it. So me, I just feel like if I work hard enough, if I stay constant with it and find myself and lock myself in the studio enough, that I'll produce, really raw, organic music that, I could touch and inspire. And, it's just about keeping that consistent flow, because if you could give something consistently, it's just going to open up new doors and, new travels for your life. So.
Right. And you said the word inspire. So for those that maybe haven't caught you on stage or at a show like I have, how would you kind of sell your music? I mean, what was the content? What's the vibe? And especially with this new project that you're talking about.
Honestly, that's where the consistency of being locked in the studio came. You find your sound, you find your vibe. And I would say, like my roots are very diverse. I grew up on, soul and hip hop and rap, and then going through school and with my peers, rock and roll and stuff like that. So to create my diversity, I kind of just fused it as much as I can. And like the new age music is kind of that scene, it's that rugged, mellow, just bassy, ambience and everything. So when it comes to just performing, I try to give as much of the experience as I can. And, it's all about how good you could affect people and how much you could leave something and imprint them with that will, stick with them for a while so they could keep coming back for more. So, I just keep that vibe and, make sure that it's sonically good to the viewer, to the listener, all around, from performance to merge to sound, just all around. Just make sure you give them experience, something that they can hold on to, not just for a day, not for just an hour, something for a lifetime. And maybe if they fiend for more, they could just check up on you and just stick with you and just support you through it all.
And you said merch, and on social media or just when you're at events, I see I mean, you do a good job at branding yourself, and you rock your merch, and other people rock your merch. So that's obviously taking that extra step as an artist, you know, which some people, I think, I'm sure they ask themselves, upcoming artist probably asks himself or herself, what's the extra step? Do I have to have merch? So, I mean, in your case, is that, you know, you're not just doing music, but you're trying to brand yourself out like more than music. You're talking about merch, and you do all these things. So, can we expect anything new with what you have with the project, or what's up with the fashion?
It's funny that you bring that up because, you know, I feel like merch goes a long way because, you know, it's a souvenir, you know, when people come see you. And when, like, if you were just to go anywhere, you know, you need a souvenir if you had a great time. But with the whole merch thing, especially with this project, you know, I want people to listen to it. It's a 5-track EP, you know, and what we've been calling it in the studio with the team is just like a soundtrack for a style. So we're putting together, we're putting together a little like a pop-up shop, you know, something like, you know, how these artists nowadays that are a little bit higher on a pedestal where they come to different cities and set up their pop-up shops or tours. We kind of want to do something like that for, you know, the 559, you know, where it's like a local artist setting up this very just like vivid experience of like a pop-up shop, you know, something just like you would see in LA, see in the Bay, you know, but just here in Fresno, you know, you don't see much of that. So give them the clothes, you know, bring them into the vision, let them understand you for what you're doing and, you know, how you're doing things, you know, like let your vision manifest into like this reality, you know, give them taste. So not only just the sound, you know, give them the style, give them the performance, a little bit extra, you know. So, you know, branding is a key thing, and you just have to do it the proper way, and you have to make sure that you stay you know what I mean? Stay you and don't hesitate to, you know, be a creative.
Do you look up to someone with branding, or, I mean, how have you learned how to, because I know even me, like in radio, when I first started branding myself, I was kind of lost, or I didn't know exactly how to do it. But I mean, what has been your resources doing this?
Resource wise, honestly, it's just been about kind of like, what are you interested in? What are you looking at? What would you buy? You know what I mean? How would you, you know, how much would you pay for that? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you have to be truthful with yourself. You know, don't just print a name on a shirt and expect people to pay $40 for it. You know, make sure you put the time, make sure you put the quality into it, because, you know, like they say, quality over, you know, quantity. So it's kind of like you just gotta just stay original, just stay organic. You know, I look up to a lot of people. You know,
every idea I think comes from another idea.
That's just the inspiration.
I mean?
You know, you just got to give it up to, you know, I give credit where it's due always. You know what I mean? It's never going to be a problem like that. You know, but you just being consistent and making sure that it's something that you're willing to purchase for that much, or willing to, you know, rock every day. That's what makes it like, okay, this is what I got to go with.
No,
this
I agree. And everybody's making a shirt now. So how does yours stand out? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to think about that.
You got to think about that. Be different.
So you said soundtrack to, was it
a style?
To a style. So then I guess you're working on multiple things. You have the project and then the pop-up shop.
Yeah.
So you're going to merge like the music and the fashion.
Yes, always.
Together.
Because music and fashion, that's such a big thing. Not just like here locally. You know, Fresno does a lot of things with fashion, but just in the masses of it all, you know, fashion, music, it all goes together. Like sports, fashion, it all goes together, you know. So you got to kind of like, you know, see what you could do, you know. Like when I say it's a soundtrack to a style, it's like my lifestyle, something that I've experienced, something that I like wearing, you know. I'm a really like dark tone type of dude, so I
could tell he's wearing black shirt,
always,
black
you know, it's nothing. It's nothing like really intentional. It's just like I just like the darker tones of things. Like, you know, you might like blue, I might like navy blue. You know, you might like red, I might like burgundy. So you know, I just try to keep it what I like, and you know, the olive greens and like different colors like that are in now. You know what I mean? So it, you know, I'm keeping up with my time, and I'm keeping up with, you know, what's going on now, but still making sure that I'm being me. You know what I mean? And welcome people into what I got going on. And that way they could be like, wow, that's CINCØ. You know, I gotta be distinctive. So
that means at some point this year you thought, my mind is clear. This is what I want to do.
Exactly.
And you launched to it.
Yeah,
and
I stick to something.
Now you're gonna drop this, you know,
this EP.
June.
Yeah.
Which I have to ask you then, I mean, as an artist, because even I struggle with this, and I mean, I'm not putting out content, you know, but when you have an idea or a goal, it's kind of easy to be like, oh, wait, I'm not ready. Maybe people aren't ready. Maybe let me hold on to it.
Yeah, there's so much. Yeah.
Right. There's always what ifs,
So
what
much,
ifs.
yeah.
So, I mean, what kind of pushed you to be like, this is my summer, I'm taking over?
Honestly, it was a team effort, man. Like, you got to understand, your peers, the people that are around you, they influence you a lot, whether you're open to that or not.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're at is, who you are in a way, and what you attract. You attract other people's energy, So me being around good people and positive people, they got me to this position to where I'm like, all right, like, I'm going to make these songs and I'm going to make them right. And I'm going to wait to drop that and I'm going to make it right. Like it just helped me get more professional, more organized about what I'm doing. And that's what came about with this project. Like, I made sure when I was done doing a song that I had those selected few in the studio listening back, even on their own time. I gave them the password to, the sessions, and they look it over and they're just like, okay, we should change this and that. I want everybody's input, At the end of the day, I'm going to stick to what I have to,
Right.
do. But I love hearing the different voices on it, whether it's a no or a yes, you just got to take that constructive criticism. You got to see what people
Which
are
is hard
vibing
for
to.
some people.
It is hard. It's hard for me still, as a human being and as an artist, and not only as an artist, but like as a man in general. There's a lot of
Right.
pride in a way. But
Yeah, men's egos.
yeah, it tends to be that way. But you kind of have to lower it a little bit and understand, like, okay, like, I get what you mean. I get
Yeah,
what you mean.
and that's good advice. Because even here on the show, when we don't pick a song, we do offer, we give you
Yeah.
advice or what you could do better. And I know some people have a hard time
Yeah.
taking that, but that's a part of the growing pains,
That's what it is. You have to. I mean, I went through it. I'm still going through it. Things change, but you need to learn to develop, proceed, progress, prevail. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to give you a lot of no's. They're going to give you a lot of, try agains.
Mm-hmm.
But it's up to you. If you're passionate about it, you're going to keep going with it. There's times where I wanted to quit this music thing, but the next day I wake up and I'd be over here humming or singing.
It's a day by day
it is
thing. It
Yeah,
really is, because
it
I
is.
feel you with that. Now, so your EP, you got 5 songs. Who did you work with? Is it all local? I mean, any shout outs?
When it comes to production, everything was like different states. I found it via internet.
okay.
I'm connecting with producers like in other states, but when it came down to songwriting, I had a lot to do with it, and just like vocal placements with like singers and stuff.
Okay.
Like, it was in-house, like with my team. And engineering was local as well. Shout out to Bones Malone. He did such a great job. He got it sonically like how I want it to sound. And I'm so happy that
He
everything.
understood your
Yeah, he
vision. That's
understood.
hard, isn't it?
It is hard, especially, trying to be there nitpicking with people that have a certain look to it. But,
Yeah.
he got it down to a certain T, and I was satisfied with it. And, I'm just glad that, it came out the way it's coming, you know what I mean? So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited.
yeah.
I'm excited. Any music videos coming?
Man, I'm such
You're
a
busy
visual.
enough.
I'm a visual guy, so like I always want to work on videos. But as of now, we just we're focusing on just like
Music
kinda,
and the fashion.
the music and the fashion, and
Okay.
making sure the listeners get in tune.
So talk about this specific single that we're going to break through. Give us who did you work with? And
Oh man, this one right here. This was from a guy. His name's Mill Dizzy out of Chicago. Really cool dude. I love his 808s and just how he flipped this track. Just real spontaneous. It comes in, soft, but it gets you with that swing. Like, once I just throw the lyrics on top and he has that bass line.
okay, I'm getting
underneath.
excited.
Yeah,
So.
it's really dope. So shout out to Mill Dizzy. Shout out to my whole team for just, really sitting in and just vibing with me on this track. And huge shout out to all the listeners for just, inspiring me to just make better music nowadays.
Yeah.
It's 2017 and we've been progressing, and this is what it is.
Well, you know what? I'm excited for you. Before you introduce the single, I'm going to need you to give your social media, how
Yep,
people can
no
reach
doubt.
out to you, contact you, because we're going to need more info on that fashion pop-up shop. I'm definitely excited for that.
I got you. All right, everybody. So Twitter and Facebook, you can find me at TRKS CINCØ, and it's spelled exactly how you hear it. And then on Instagram, it's CINCØ, but it's spelled SYNCOH. And then for all my music that you need at the moment, you can find it at soundcloud.com/officialcinco.
All right,
Yep.
there you got it. And go ahead whenever you're ready. Introduce your single. We're gonna get Ren Rock. By the way, Ren Rock has been loving all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
music you've been submitting.
Shout out to Ren Rock,
we've
man.
become fans for sure. So thank you for
Yeah,
being here.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna need you to break your own single right here on the
All
B95
right,
Homegrown
cool,
Show.
cool,
Go
cool.
ahead.
What's up, everybody? It's CINCØ, a.k.a. Fifth. You guys are tuned in to the B95 Homegrown Show. And for the first time ever live and on air, you guys are hearing my newest single, Used To. So turn that knob all the way up and rock out with me.